Blah blah blah. Okay, I don't know. There's a book entitled Hidden Codes and Grand Designs, Secret Languages from Ancient Times. And it talks about Conrad Zuse and the creation of... We owe to Conrad Zuse the complementary idea of storing programs on the same media as the main memory. In 1967, Zuse also suggested that the universe itself is running on a cellular automation or similar computation. This is what you were looking for, similar computational structure, digital physics.
Mm-hmm.
He published the book, translated into English as Calculating Space. The idea has attracted a lot of attention since there is no physical evidence against Zuse's thesis. Others have expanded on it. Yeah, an understanding of the universe. There is a second book entitled Quantum Glory, the Science of Heaven, which has information. I'll just give you the link. I mean, it's a huge book. These books have search boxes on the left side where you can type into the search box Conrad Zuse, and you can find the page relating to him. Yeah. This is Quantum Glory. In the 1940s, Conrad Zuse, the man credited with developing the first computers, had a flash of insight into the way the universe may work. This is Quantum Glory page, I don't know which page. I just typed in Conrad Zuse and it opened it in the middle of the book somewhere. Wait, I can find the page. I'm being lazy. I can find the page. This is no, it doesn't have a page number. Okay. But if you use the search box. In 1970s, Zuse wrote a book entitled Calculating Space, in which he reflected upon the insights he experienced in the 1940s in the development of the first computers. Zuse realized a connection between the machinery of the universe and the architecture of the earliest computer and its capacity to process information. The Machinery of the Universe. There's a great title.
And continue. He said it happened that in contemplating causality, the relationship between things that happen and what causes those things to happen.
Yeah, I suddenly thought to interpret the cosmos as a gigantic calculating machine. And that's what you were talking about, a moment of inspiration where he's contemplating causality, he's thinking about what causes things to happen, and he understands that there's a cause and effect. There's a cause of the action and an effect of the action. I suddenly thought to interpret the cosmos or the universe as a gigantic calculating machine. A giant
this is very close to my today opinion about cosmos, about the universe on the material level of existence. This is a great computer, biocomputer, alive biocomputer. Yeah.
To translate the language, what he's saying is the universe is a giant machine of cause and effect. This is huge because this interpretation of the universe, this binary interpretation, simply states it is or is not. This simple binary statement is that it is or is not. The text continues. John Archibald Wheeler noted in the 1980s that the wave-particle duality of quantum superposition worked on a binary system of two possible states. Conventional computers work on the principle of processing binary digits with only two possible states, zeros and ones. Wheeler said every every particle, every field of force, even the space-time continuum itself, derives its function, its meaning, its very existence from binary choices. It is or is not. Each person free will. Each person defines their own reality by the choice to do or not do something. I can see your mind is racing. What we call reality arises from the posing of yes/no questions. That's huge.
Yes, there is the law of decision. Yes or no?
Yes, exactly.
And we always do it in every second.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And I had a meeting this morning with a local businessman, and I was explaining that this principle of choice. It's your day is built from seconds. Each second is a series of choices you make, and your life is a construction of the results of those choices. It is or is not. Everything else is fog and confusion, and clarity. Clarity is understanding that action creates change, and conversely, inaction creates change as well, because everything is in constant flow.
And we are doing actions, or we do actions always. We always do actions. Even our no activity, our passivity is action in this meaning of words, because we have decided to do nothing.
Exactly. That's exactly what I've been saying for years. The choice to do nothing is the same as the choice to do something. It's a choice. It's a choice. Everything is the result of human choice, whether we like it or not. And until we accept responsibility for the choice to act or inact, we don't get anywhere, because we don't understand that the only way to make a difference is to be conscious of our own decision-making process and have quality in our understanding of the logic of our thoughts and our decision-making process. The past may be dead, but we live in the effect of the quality of those choices.
Until we are until we are trapped in the illusion of this program, because this is a program. We are still speaking about material level of reality, which is the huge and great program or operational system of many billions programs. And in these systems, it works like we spoken about.
Read the next paragraph. It gets better. In 1998, Wheeler said, "It is not unreasonable to imagine that information sits at the core of physics," which would be like the core of the universe, just as it sits at the core of a computer. These insights have contributed to a growing understanding that the universe actually processes information and that this information is carried by every atom and expressed through every part of creation. Wow. Oh my gosh. You're reading the next part. It gets even better. Greg Braden develops this idea. Just as every computer uses binary language to get things done, it looks as if the computer of the universe uses bits as well, uses binary language as well. Rather than being made of ones and zeros, however, the bits of creation appear to be the stuff everything is made from, what we call atoms. The atoms of our reality either exist as matter or they don't. But the funny thing is, either way they exist. They're either here or they're not. They're on or they're off. When we think of, and we have to learn how to turn them on, I think. When we think of the universe as a program, atoms represent bits of information that work just the way familiar computer bits do. They are either on as physical matter or off as invisible waves. And read that again. They are either on as physical matter or off as invisible waves. All that we can see, feel, and touch in the universe, then, is the matter made of the atoms that are in the on state. The ones we don't see or feel or touch, those that exist in the invisible virtual state, are in the off position.
The real elementary particles were named atoms by ancient philosophers many thousands of years ago.
If you think about your relationship with people and your actions and activities, and you think about the causes and the consequences, and you realize that each action, each activity is an attempt to create something or to not create anything, then you can create whatever you want. Because it's simply a choice that you make in your own mind to understand or believe in whatever you see, feel, or think. It's important to understand that the atoms of the universe, they are either on as physical matter or off as invisible waves, which are simplifications, of course, but that we can essentially choose ourselves what we do.
This is not simplifications. This is reality. Elementary particles are really in state of material particles or in state of immaterial particles. They are on the material level. There is state on, we can say, and they can be at the immaterial level of reality, of existence, and this is the state no or off. This is not simplification. This is real.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
The word on and the word no are the same word.
Yes. Oh no.
Yes. On is the positive state and no is the negative state. That which we call time is in fact us. Because I see a personal universe, like an internal universe, and an impersonal universe, an external universe. Just give me a few seconds to process all the information. All interactions between particles in the universe convey not only energy but also information. In other words, particles not only collide, they compute. That's interesting.
Information is always the product of intelligence. It's never the product of pure random chance.
Oh, I have to agree with that statement.
I continue.
Wow. The more our understanding of the complexity of the information embedded in nature grows, the more compelling the argument for intelligent design becomes.
We are here again.
They touch on the edge of things. They don't go deep enough.
Continue. The universe is ordered by divine intelligence right down to the sub-quantum level.
Everything in the universe is the product of intelligence, causing it to have its own internal intelligibility, that in turn causes it to be structured into a coherent expression of reality. Well, that's a complex phrase. This is where we see the beauty of mathematics and its intimate relationship to physics. Remember last week we talked about mathematics and there was the Disney, the numbers.
Oh, continue. Nice, very nice. It was Dr. Stefan Morcourt who said, all life is biology, all biology is physiology, all physiology is chemistry, all chemistry is physics, and all physics is math. That's great. I absolutely agree with this. On material level of reality. The math is the queen of all sciences.
Yeah, I like that statement. That's nice. It makes sense, of course. It's logical, it's practical. Okay, so if everything is, okay, here's a question, right? If everything is math, what is math?
Math is a language of the creator.
That's a perfect answer. I hope you put that in your book. Math is the language of the creator. Yeah, but as human beings, we interpret. We have our interpretation of mathematics, right? We have this number system, which, did we create numbers? We created numbers, right? So what is original math? What is original math, and what is the corruption of math? Do you understand my question?
Yes, I understand very exactly, because numbers as we use it now is only artificial products, only artificial illusion created by someone. It's not important for us at this time to show through our finger who was guilty, but the first or very ancient so-called numbers had completely different forms. They were forms, or they had forms of capital, a form of symbols.
Okay, let's put a bookmark mentally on this information, and let's take this and let's go here, right? Creation of the binary code, where the binary code comes from, right? Now, this takes us to...
Yes, nice. Nice, very nice.
Okay, so creation of binary code inspired by 5,000 year old text. Now, going down, we get trading systems, blah, blah, blah. There's a man called Leibniz, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz.
That's great pictures of...
Okay, yeah, so we're starting in the third paragraph, yeah.
Third paragraph?
Third paragraph. So how did Leibniz discover a code that would form the foundation of every computing system around the world? And this is in the 17th century. He's writing about this 300 years ago. Yeah, he's writing about the binary system. According to David Walter, the writer of Weird Things column in The Guardian, Leibniz received his inspiration from a 5,000-year-old Chinese text known as the I Ching, or Book of Changes.
This is binary code too. Yeah. I know it.
Yeah. The I Ching is one of the oldest of the Chinese classic texts and divination systems and is thought to predate recorded history.
Mm-hmm.
Although the oldest manuscript that has been found dates back to the Warring States period 475 BC, etc. Traditional Chinese accounts assert that its origins trace back to the 3rd millennia BC and was passed down as oral tradition. Ancient Chinese legend says that I Ching originated blah 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 blah, okay, blah 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 blah, and then the symbols of earth, mountain, water, wind, thunder, fire, lake, and heaven. Solid line represents yang, the creative principle. The open line represents yin. So everything is created from space and non-space. You see, I've never thought about this before, but it makes perfect sense. The solid line represents yang, the creative principle, while the open line represents yin, that's the space, the receptive principle. Together they express the idea of complementarity, the
of changes, complementarity of dual poles, by other words.
Yes, the hexagrams combine two trigrams together. What is this? This is the image under the text, with 6 such lines stacked from bottom to top. There are 64 possible combinations, thus 64 hexagrams represented, each with their own meaning and interpretation. 64, interesting number. To use the I Ching, a person uses either coin tosses, interesting, or yarrow stalks to generate a hexagram and receive their divination statement. Coin toss, simple yes or no, black or white.
Again.
Yeah. Principle. Walter explains 64 hexagrams claim to represent the archetypal situations of human life itself. In the philosophy of I Ching, reality is not entirely real. That's a great statement. Reality is not entirely real. It is something more like a dream or an illusion. This dream of reality arises from the binaries of yin and yang as they play out their infinite combinations. It's not surprising then from the I Ching's perspective that anything in the dream of reality can be represented as a model of its binary constituents in a string of ones and zeros processed by a computer. Wow, there's a lot in that. Awesome.
Strong cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Or a cup of strong coffee for you this morning.